Hello, and welcome to Timeless Wisdom. Do you ever marvel at how some homes always seem to radiate calm, style, and hospitality, even amidst the chaos of daily life? Today, I'm excited to share insights gleaned from observing individuals who effortlessly cultivate beautiful living spaces without breaking the bank. If you're weary of a cluttered home, dread unexpected visitors, or find yourself endlessly tidying only for the mess to reappear, then this video is for you. I'm about to unveil 10 straightforward yet incredibly effective strategies that will completely revolutionize your home's appearance. What's truly remarkable is how these methods blend practicality with elegance. We're not talking about complex or costly overhauls, but rather clever adjustments anyone can implement, no matter their home size or their budget. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to craft a refined atmosphere using only what you already possess, maintain effortless organization, and crucially, establish habits that will ensure this transformation lasts indefinitely. I'm confident that if you integrate even a few of these tips, you'll finally shed that lingering feeling of your home never quite measuring up to your desires. Tip 1. The 5-minute daily rule. The first strategy that completely changed my perspective on home organization was discovering the power of just 5 minutes a day. Many people believe that to have a tidy home, you need to dedicate hours to cleaning and organizing. But the truth is quite different. The problem most people face is letting small tasks pile up until they become impossible to solve. A t-shirt thrown over the chair today, some papers scattered on the table tomorrow, dishes in the sink the day after tomorrow. Within a week, you have a completely disorganized house and the feeling that it will take a whole weekend to get everything in order. The 5-minute rule works very simply. Every day, choose a specific time, whether it's right after breakfast or before bed, and dedicate exactly 5 minutes to tidying a small area of your home. It could be your living room table, your kitchen counter, or even just a drawer. The important thing is to be consistent and not try to do everything at once. For example, if you choose your living room table as the focus of your day, in those 5 minutes, you'll put each item back in its place, give the surface a quick dusting, and maybe even place a simple arrangement or a pretty candle in the center. The next day, choose another small corner and repeat the process. The result is amazing because at the end of a week, you will have 7 areas of your home completely organized and looking sophisticated. Most importantly, you will develop the habit of not letting things accumulate because your brain will automatically start to associate organizing with something quick and enjoyable, not with a heavy and time-consuming task. Tip 2. The power of baskets and trays. One of the most valuable discoveries I've made is understanding how baskets and trays can instantly transform the look of any room. These 2 simple items are true organizing magicians and can make your home look more expensive and sophisticated than it actually is. The big problem we face is that objects scattered around, even when they are beautiful individually, create a sense of visual clutter. Remote controls on the table, beauty products scattered in the bathroom, misaligned spices in the kitchen. Each of these items alone is not a problem. But together, they can make any room look messy. The solution is to create small, organized groups using baskets and trays. Choose baskets made from natural materials such as wicker or straw, or trays made from wood, metal, or even plastic with an elegant finish. The key is not the price, but how you use them. In the living room, use a pretty tray to group remote controls, reading glasses, and perhaps a small vase of flowers. In the bathroom, a small basket can hold all the products you use daily. In the kitchen, a wooden tray can organize your most used oils, vinegars, and seasonings. Let me give you a practical example. Take all the items that are normally scattered on your coffee table. Place them on a nice rectangular tray, leaving a little space between them. Instantly, those same items that were previously creating visual clutter now form a purposeful and elegant arrangement. The benefits go beyond organization. When you group items into baskets and trays, it's much easier to clean surfaces because you can simply lift the set, clean underneath, and put it back. Plus, you'll naturally develop the habit of returning each item to its group, making it effortless to keep things organized. Tip 3. The art of hiding essential clutter. Every home has that clutter that is necessary, but that no one wants to see. Electronic cables, cleaning products, important documents, medicines, basic tools. These are things that we need to have on hand, but that can completely destroy the visual harmony of a room. The most common mistake is trying to get rid of these things completely or leaving them lying around because we don't know where to put them. The truth is that sophistication is not in not having these practical needs, but in knowing how to camouflage them intelligently. The first strategy is to identify the problem areas in your home. Take a slow walk around your home and make a mental note of where the cables are visible, where papers are piling up, and where objects you use frequently but don't look nice are stored. For electronics cords, use small storage boxes or even a pretty basket underneath or behind furniture. Drill small, discrete holes to run the necessary cords through, but keep the tangle out of sight. For important documents that you need to access quickly, use a hanging folder in a drawer or a small file cabinet that can be placed inside a cabinet. One example of a great way to transform your TV is to use the area around your TV. Instead of leaving all the cables and equipment exposed, use a piece of furniture with doors or drawers to hide them. If that's not possible, create a small, discreet curtain with a pretty fabric to cover the bottom of the TV. Cleaning products can be stored in pretty baskets under the sink. And basic tools can be stored in an organized box inside a cabinet. The secret is to give each type of clutter a specific place, always hidden but easily accessible. If you like these tips and want to discover even more secrets to transform your home, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love to know what city you're from. Tip 4. The 3-pile method. One of the biggest challenges in home organization is knowing what to do with all the stuff that accumulates in every corner of the house. Papers, clothes, and various objects that seem to have no specific place and end up creating those eternal piles that no one has the courage to tackle. The problem with these piles isn't just aesthetic. They represent deferred decisions. And every time you look at them, your brain wastes energy trying to process what needs to be done. It's like having multiple unfinished tasks constantly calling for your attention, creating a feeling of stress that you can't always pinpoint where it's coming from. The 3-pile method is simple but revolutionary. Take 3 boxes, baskets, or even 3 bags, and mentally label them. Keep, donate, and discard. Whenever you come across one of these problematic piles, don't try to organize them item by item on the spot. Instead, quickly sort each item into one of the 3 categories. Let's use that chair in your bedroom where you've been piling up your clothes as an example. Take all the pieces at once and separate them. The ones you really use and go in the keep pile. The ones that are in good condition but you don't use anymore go to donate. And the ones that are worn or stained go to discard. The same process works for accumulated papers, decorative objects that you don't know where to put, or kitchen utensils that have multiplied over the years. The key is to make quick decisions without overanalyzing each item. After this first separation, the next step is even more liberating. Everything from the discard pile leaves the house immediately. Everything from the donate pile goes into a box that is ready to be taken on the next outing. And only the items from the keep pile return to the house, but now with specific and organized destinations. The benefits of this method go far beyond physical organization. You will feel incredibly lighthearted because you have finally made all those decisions that were pending. Your home will be visibly cleaner and more spacious, and you'll discover that you had much more stuff than you needed. Tip 5. The anchor environment technique. One of the most important discoveries for keeping your home looking presentable is understanding the concept of an anchor space. This is the space in your home that, when organized and beautiful, makes all the difference in your sense of well-being and the impression your home makes. Many people make the mistake of trying to organize their entire home at once or giving equal attention to all areas. The result is that they end up feeling overwhelmed and giving up halfway through, returning to the previous chaos. The anchor space is different for every person and family. For some, it might be the living room because that's where they entertain and spend time relaxing. For others, it might be the kitchen because it's the heart of the home where everyone gathers. For those who work from home, it might be their office or study corner. To identify your anchor environment, ask yourself the following question. What is the space that, when it is messy, most affects your mood and disposition? What is the place that you would most like to always be presentable? This is your anchor environment. Once identified, this space receives special attention every day. It should always be impeccable, not only clean and organized, but also beautiful and welcoming. This means having a well-positioned cushion on the sofa, a beautiful candle on the table, a simple flower arrangement, or any detail that brings elegance to the space. For example, if your living room is your anchor space, develop the habit of taking one last look at it before you go to sleep. Arrange the pillows, fold the blanket, and leave it neatly draped over the couch. Put the remotes in the organized tray and make sure nothing is out of place. The psychological effect is impressive. When you wake up and see your perfect anchor environment, it sets a positive tone for the entire day. When you come home tired, this organized and welcoming space acts as a refuge that restores your energy. Furthermore, having a spotless environment always creates a positive domino effect. Naturally, you will start to take better care of other spaces as well, because you have developed the habit and pleasure of living in beautiful and organized environments. Tip 6. The secret of free surfaces. One of the most powerful tricks for creating a sophisticated look in any home is to keep the main surfaces clear or with just a few strategically chosen objects. Empty countertops, tables, dressers, and nightstands instantly convey a sense of order and elegance. The problem most people face is that empty surfaces quickly become clutter. You come home and leave your keys on the table. The next day, you add a piece of mail, then glasses, a cup, a book. Within days, what could have been a beautiful accent surface has become a visual clutter. The rule of free space is simple. Every important surface in your home should have no more than 3 objects on it, and these objects should be either purposefully decorative or functional in a beautiful way. Everything else needs to have a designated place to be stored. Start by identifying the most visible surfaces in your home. These are usually the coffee table in the living room, the kitchen counter, the dresser in the bedroom, and the entryway table. For each of them, define what its decorative or practical function will be. For example, your kitchen counter might have just a pretty container of everyday utensils, a small plant, and perhaps a decorative bowl of fruit. Your coffee table might have an organized tray, a pretty book, and a candle or small vase. Your bedroom dresser might have a decorative mirror, a pretty jewelry box, and a small lamp. To stay organized, make a habit of doing a quick sweep of these surfaces every day. Any items that don't belong there should be immediately put away in their proper place. It may seem like a lot of work at first, but within a few weeks, it will become second nature. The visual result is transformative. Free surfaces make any space appear larger, cleaner, and infinitely more sophisticated. They also make daily cleaning much easier because you don't have to keep removing and replacing objects to wipe down the surfaces. Plus, when you have guests over, these organized surfaces give an immediate impression that you have control over your home and your life, conveying an image of competence and good taste that goes far beyond decor. Tip 7. The featured object strategy. A surefire way to add personality and sophistication to any space is to choose a special object to be the highlight of each space. We're not talking about expensive or imported objects, but rather pieces that you truly love and that tell a story or awaken a positive emotion. Many people make the mistake of trying to make every object in a room compete for attention, creating a sense of visual clutter. When everything tries to be special at the same time, nothing really stands out, and the result is a cluttered, personality-less room. The featured object strategy works in the opposite way. In each main room of your home, choose just one item to be the star. It could be a painting you love, a pretty vase, a small sculpture, a special plant, or even a book with a pretty cover. The trick is how you position and light this special object. It should be in a place where it naturally draws attention, but without competing with other elements. If it's a painting, make sure the wall around it isn't cluttered with too many other things. If it's a vase, place it on a clean surface where it can really shine. For example, in your living room, you might choose a large, beautiful plant to be the focal point. Place it in a strategic corner with a pretty planter and make sure it gets adequate light. Everything else in the room should complement this plant, not compete with it. In the bedroom, it could be a special painting on the wall by the headboard. Keep the rest of the wall free so that the painting really stands out. In the kitchen, it could be a beautiful fruit bowl, always filled with fresh, colorful fruit, positioned where it gets good natural light. Maintenance is essential. The highlighted object must always be impeccable. If it is a plant, it must be well cared for and with clean leaves. If it is a vase, it must always be very clean and perhaps with fresh flowers occasionally. If it is a painting, it must be dust-free and well-aligned. The effect of this strategy is twofold. First, it creates interesting focal points that give personality to the rooms. Second, it simplifies your decorative decisions because you always know what the main element of each space is and can organize everything else around it. Tip 8. The nighttime preparation ritual. One of the key differences between people who keep their homes tidy and those who struggle with clutter is their nighttime rituals. Developing a 15-minute bedtime routine to prepare your home for the next day is one of the most transformative habits you can adopt. The problem with not having a routine is that you wake up every day to the mess of the day before. Dishes in the sink, clothes strewn about, surfaces cluttered. This creates a stressful start to the day and a constant feeling of always chasing after problems, never managing to catch up. The nighttime preparation ritual completely changes this dynamic. Instead of waking up to solve problems, you wake up to a house that is already ready to welcome you. It is as if you are a guest in your own home, arriving at a place that has been specially prepared for your comfort. Your routine should be tailored to your needs, but some elements are universal. Start in the kitchen, which is usually the place where the most clutter accumulates throughout the day. Wash or put all the dishes in the dishwasher. Quickly wipe down the surfaces and leave everything ready for breakfast the next day. In the living room, do a quick sweep to return each item to its place. Fold and organize throws and pillows. Place remote controls in the organized tray and make sure key surfaces are clear. In the bedroom, put your used clothes in the hamper or appropriate place. Quickly organize your dresser and nightstand and prepare your clothes for the next day. This last step is especially valuable because it eliminates a morning decision and ensures that you always start the day well dressed. One detail that makes all the difference is including small, special touches in this routine. Light a scented candle for a few minutes while you organize or put on some soft music. This turns organizing from a task into a pleasurable moment of taking care of your home and yourself. The benefits go far beyond physical organization. This nightly ritual marks the transition between your workday and your rest, helping you relax and disconnect from the stresses of the day. You'll go to sleep with the satisfaction of having taken good care of your home and wake up with positive energy to start a new day. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now, let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. The rule of subtle contrasts. One of the most elegant ways to create sophistication in your home is to master the art of subtle contrasts. We're not talking about dramatic or flashy combinations, but rather small differences in texture, color, and height that create visual interest without looking forced or overdone. Many people fall into the trap of using just one texture or color in each room, thinking that this will create harmony. However, the result is often monotonous and lacking in personality. On the other hand, very strong contrasts can create a sense of visual clutter, which is the opposite of the sophistication we seek. The trick is finding the perfect balance. If you have a plain wooden table, add a softly textured tablecloth or a table runner in a natural material like linen. If your walls are light, include some elements in slightly darker tones, such as pillows or small decorative objects. The height rule is especially powerful. In any decorative arrangement, try to have elements of 3 different heights. For example, on a bookshelf, combine books lying flat, low, a medium-sized vase, medium height, and a taller plant or object. This creates a visual rhythm that is naturally pleasing to the eye. For colors, work with the rule of soft, neighboring, or complementary tones. If your space is predominantly neutral tones like beige and white, add touches of soft green through plants or light blue through some details. Avoid more than 3 main colors in the same space. Textures are where you can get most creative. Combine smooth surfaces with natural textures, polished wood with basketwork, metal with soft fabrics, smooth ceramic with plants. Each contrast should be subtle enough to create interest, but harmonious enough not to cause visual conflict. A practical example would be a dark wood coffee table on which you place a light metal tray, inside which you arrange some books with covers in neutral tones and a small white ceramic vase with a green plant. Each element contrasts subtly with the next, creating a sophisticated and interesting ensemble. The result of this technique is a space that looks like it was decorated by a professional, even using simple objects that you already have or can easily find. Your guests will notice that there is something special about your decor, but they won't be able to put their finger on it. That is the mark of true sophistication. Tip 10. The power of preventative maintenance. The last strategy, and perhaps the most important of all, is to develop a preventative maintenance system that keeps your home ready for any situation. Unlike reactive cleaning, where you only act when things are already messy, preventative maintenance ensures that problems never have a chance to develop. The concept is simple but revolutionary. Instead of waiting for dirt to accumulate before doing a deep clean, you take small daily actions that prevent it from accumulating. Instead of waiting for things to get scattered around before organizing them, you develop systems that automatically keep everything in its place. Start by creating strategic catchment points around your home. Have a designated spot for keys, bags, and shoes right at the entrance. Keep a clean, dry cloth in the kitchen to wipe up spills immediately. Keep quick cleaning products within easy reach in each bathroom. The 2-minute rule is essential. Whenever you notice something that can be solved in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. A dish to wash, a pillow to straighten, a piece of paper to throw away. These small actions prevent small tasks from becoming big problems. Also, develop the habit of doing a quick inspection of your home during your normal activities. While you're waiting for your coffee to brew, take a look at your countertops and organize anything that's out of place. While you're brushing your teeth, quickly wipe down the bathroom sink. These downtime moments become opportunities for maintenance. For clothes, develop an immediate decision-making system. When you take off a piece of clothing, decide immediately. It will go back on your body, it will go to the wash, or it needs some repair. Never leave clothes in temporary places like chairs or beds. Preventative maintenance also includes taking care of your organizational systems. Once a week, Check to see if your baskets are working properly, if the trays are doing their job, and if the highlighted items are still looking nice and clean. The ultimate benefit of this approach is freedom. When you no longer have to devote entire weekends to tidying up your home. When you can have unannounced guests over without feeling embarrassed, when your home becomes a haven of peace instead of a source of stress, you have discovered the true value of sophisticated organization. Final thoughts. We've come to the close of today's video, and my sincere hope is that these 10 tactics will revolutionize your living space, just as they did mine. It's important to remember that true elegance isn't measured by the cost of your possessions, but by the thoughtful way you maintain and arrange your home. The crucial first step is simply to begin. Choose one or two of these suggestions that truly resonate with you and put them into action today. There's no need to tackle everything at once. Genuine transformation unfolds through small, consistent efforts, not through drastic overhauls that are tough to sustain. Your home is your sanctuary, a place to recharge and welcome loved ones. It deserves your care and attention, and you deserve to live in an environment that fuels your inspiration and pride. Join the Timeless Wisdom community. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these tips will you try first? What strategy stood out the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'm always eager to hear about how you're transforming your homes. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Timeless Wisdom channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're consistently sharing fresh content on organization, decor, and how to cultivate a home you truly adore. And hey, don't forget to share this video with a friend who could use these insights. Sometimes that little nudge is all it takes to kickstart a wonderful change. See you in the next video.